potentially.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just waiting for the screen to catch up.
We're not streaming Daggerdale this time, hopefully.
No, I don't know if you want to call this one anything in particular. You can call it Grimskalle.
Skull.
That doesn't sound good.
I was going to say it sounds good. That sounds good, but no, it doesn't. It sounds bad.
Grim.
Okay, Grimskalle.
Eerie. Well, I'll start the clock.
There we go.
Unpause. You had been beset by some yetis, which you dealt with. You'd done some exploring around the island. Tok seems to have picked up a companion somewhere. And this where we kind of left off was everyone having kind of a heated discussion at the base of this tower. In the image there, sort of deciding what they're going to do about the situation with Tok, who seems to have been taken over by the spirit of one Naslantamir, who you've heard of before, who was a wizard from the Arcane Brotherhood, who'd come up with some of the other wizards or mages that you'd met previously round and about. She met an untimely end. She got as far as the island, but unfortunately froze to death. And her spirit lingered, and now resides within Tok. What would you like to do?
Well,
I
Tok
had just
slash.
declared.
Go on, sorry.
I just declared that I hit him with my mace. Saying, I'm very sorry, Tok, I don't know what else to do.
Yes, you missed, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit,
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
So Tok will take a step back to the edge of these depths with the plummet. He'll glance down at the depths quickly and say, if you try that again, I'll just step off and I'll try the next of you. Or we can talk.
I could want us to talk.
If I could possibly argue, this is not the time or the place for a conversation, particularly one that's going to be very, very difficult and possibly lead to one or multiple one of us getting to a fight and dying. If we can just get through with this mission and then we can sort this out later.
What do you want?
I want the same thing you do. I want the codicil.
So, to get our friend back, we have to give it to you, but you don't have a body.
Well, I do right now. You've already admitted you have dealings with Valian, so I know you probably can't be trusted. But this is where we find ourselves. I have you and you have me. I can help you.
Just want you to get out of my friend.
He seems quite sturdy. I think he'll be fine. As long as I don't slip and fall down there.
But I need you to leave him. You can't have his body forever. So after this, what next?
You tell me. What can you do for me?
Why would we fix your problems that are you're making? We can go through this mission, get the codicil, but I just want you out of my friend. We all just want you out of him. What you do after that is your business and your problem.
Wait for a long time. I'm not leaving your friend.
I was saying
Unless-
after this, can you... Fine, we do this. We help you get it. Because you'll struggle on your own. And then you get out. That's the price for his... Oh.
If you give me an alternative, I'll get out.
Insight.
Go ahead. Nash, you can make any rolls you feel appropriate.
Okay.
Is it really slow or is it... Did I just not press it?
You did roll it.
As you can tell, Cass, you're reading. It's got Tock's facial features, and you were familiar with Tox, the way he used them and the way he spoke. It's much more difficult to tell. You recognise the patterns, but they don't seem to line up with meanings as you would expect. But on the face of it, there's nothing to suggest that she wouldn't if they had an alternative.
Can you go back into your old body?
Ed.
Yeah, but you're a skilled mage. Is there nothing you can do about that?
That's more Velin's area of expertise. And I don't think I want to be like her kobolds.
Okay, so the alternative form has to be like this.
Well, ideally I stay in this, but it's very robust. And very easy to control. I like it.
Is there?
Give me your word you won't move against me, and I won't send this oath plummeting to his death. Get in, we can get what we need, I can help you. I know far more about this than, well, probably any of you, and then we can talk about what comes next.
Okay, tell us now. What do we need to know before we go in there?
No, that would be too easy. I get the feeling all of these tricks would work on your friend, but they're not going to work on me. After you. In you go. I'll follow. Take a little half shuffle back so that snow drops into the blackness below.
Come on. Doc. Well, Cass will plough ahead.
Okay.
Quite stompy, quite red in the face.
Again,
She's probably stomping ahead, rubbing her eyes.
yeah. It's a tough old climb up to the tower. That they're scaled for giant kin, giant form, so it's a bit of a clamber. But you do get up there. If you will go on.
I guess I'm leading, but how long does it take to get up there? A while.
Take a few minutes, probably 10, 15 minutes. If you're being careful to save sliding and slipping off the edges and what have you.
At some point, I will try and fall in step with, not fall in step, but like helping each other get up, help Neven, and very quietly be like, how do you kill something that doesn't have a body?
Sorry, what was that?
How do you kill something that doesn't have a body?
I killed something. I mean, if I can target it, it's got a mind.
And that's not the same as Tark's mind. You're clever, you know about this stuff. We need Tark back.
I'm not sure how it works in that occasion, because for me it was something that invaded my mind, like physically it was in there and it grew. And I don't know what's in talk. I don't know if it's a spiritual possession, more something more on your kind of category of problems. So I can probe deeper into its mind. I can force it to leave if it's got a mind, and I can target that mind.
Okay. After this, can we try?
All I
And
would
he's
say
not
is,
in danger.
can you try to find out its name?
Yeah, I can do that.
I know its name. And I can hit it.
Oh wait, don't we?
Hit it.
We know its name, don't we? It's lost my.
You do.
Not Velin. It's not.
It's Nas Lantamir.
Nas Lantamir. That's it.
Do I have it? Did we fight something last time? Because we've not come straight from a long rest.
You fought some yetis at the bottom of these steps.
Oh yeah, those were harsh, weren't they?
I nearly died.
Half health.
You did. They were harsh.
They were retribution for someone touching the ice statues.
Oh yeah, of course they were.
That's why I nearly died.
And you still have normal vulnerability to cold damage.
Offset by my
Yeah,
cold booties.
so it's just normal.
Which were the only things that saved my life.
I'm now imagining just the word booties. They're like mittens. They've got a little string between them so you don't lose them.
There's quite. I've seen a picture of an actual rendition of them, and they are like very kind of like wintry
Bugs.
little booties.
Bugs.
Yeah.
Moon boots.
I'm stress eating an Easter egg.
Sorry.
Forgot how much I hate this.
I'm sorry.
So if you do want to have any sly conversations, you may continue to do so for a few more minutes. but you'd eventually make your way up to the top if that's what you wanted to do or where you wanted to go.
Eris is just going to be like chuntering all the way up, just in Goblin. Not happy. Stupid big people and magic and freaking upsetting my friends.
It's going to be going last to make sure that Not Talk doesn't just bolt.
Not
Talk.
Well, that's if Not Talk lets you. If there isn't some kind of standoff. And Nas doesn't insist on being last.
Oh, she's insisting on being last.
Side by side.
Yeah, she'll probably follow about 20 feet behind.
muted. That's out of earshot then. Then I
Yeah,
will
a little
further
bit.
talk to Neven about when this is all over and we're somewhere safe. If we have a word or something to trigger, if we can just knock him unconscious so I can have new spells and I can try all sorts of things. You can try your thing.
Okay. Well, since my name is Block now, you can call me Negan, and I'll know what's the move.
It's such a good idea, and yet I can definitely get your name wrong by accident.
But that will make it all the more interesting. Say a big smile on his face.
Oh, Cass is deadpan. She's like, Talk's life isn't a joke.
I'm looking forward to knocking Talk unconscious, actually. Quite a while. I love him. But, sometimes I like to have fun. And he's very reasonable. And has good against it.
I know
Right.
how powerful you can be, and magic, if you go too far, it's just unconscious.
Just between you and me, I'm not nearly as powerful as I claim to be. But it does sound convincing. I'm not even sure what I'm doing half the time. It's all just instinct. But it looks cool.
Well, yeah, it looks cool. It looks impressive. I don't know how I feel now you've told me that.
So when you say Neven, I'm just gonna knock him unconscious. I'm not sure how yet, but I'll try to think of something.
Okay.
I don't think I have any ways to knock someone unconscious.
Well, we'll all spread the word, and I'll try at points to explain this plan to say Neven, let's try and knock him unconscious.
Okay.
Let's make sure we're out of this area before.
Yeah, it will be, let's get this done, let's make it feel like we're somewhat trustworthy.
Yeah, by the time you get to the top of the stairs, helping each other up, arm in arm, you kind of spread the message amongst the party.
I'll hang back just the same, 20 foot behind, climbing up as Talk. It's probably hard, but
You will need to move your tokens.
yeah. I was thinking that.
hadn't zoomed out, so in my head that was the top of the screen.
Oh, right.
No, I hadn't either.
So, yeah, you get to the top of these big steps. And there's a big double door made from slabs of ice with dragon skulls and bones embedded in them. And carved into the lintel is a single word in Dwarvish script. For those that can read Dwarvish, there is a few of you. Tok, you would still be able to because you're wearing the belt.
Okay.
And
I
for
do know
those,
Dwarvish, yeah.
and it reads Grimskalle. It's
Okay.
just the name. It's the name of the place.
I'll look at Not Talk. Do you know if there's any traps?
Undoubtedly.
Are you any good at looking for traps?
Afraid not. Over to you. We're all somewhat trustworthy here, aren't we? And she'll wink at you.
If only there was someone in the party who was good at using traps.
Can Eris have a bit
What,
of
like
a
a
look?
like a rogue or a
Like some kind of problematic goblin rogue or something.
Eris?
Would it be perception or investigation?
It depends how you're doing it.
She's gonna pretend to be Snitch, but as she tries to think through what he would be thinking, she would remember that she never actually saw Snitch check for traps. So she's then just looking at the doors, going, "What might a trap look like?" and just looking for anything that seems a bit. So it's more. She doesn't know what she's looking
If you're
for.
looking, it's perception then. Yeah. And whatever it is that Snitch does.
Yeah, I think
nice
he
roll.
checked the traps twice.
And I don't think Eris was ever actually there with you when you did it.
Probably not, no.
Doesn't seem to be anything that jumps out at you as particularly dangerous or anything that might trigger something else, any kind of mechanical or any wires or pressure plates, or it seems to be just some plain icy doors.
I'm not sure if it'd be trapped if. Well, pretty much the whole island's a trap, isn't it? Not much need to trap the doors.
And even do you... No. Lock. Sorry, that's yeah. See,
Yeah, we've all got the keyboard.
Was that the trigger? Or was that a mistake? I've only got half the information to go by.
Luck's gonna telepathically say to Cass, "You know, I just occurred to me we could have had this whole conversation telepathically." And then there was no way he would have heard us. Actually, we don't even need a word. Like, you can just tell me what to do now telepathically.
forget
Nobody
it.
else will know.
Just
I'm just amazed at my own. Well, anyway.
Can you open the doors, please?
Why are we up here trying to save people where it works?
It's very weird trying to thwart my own rescue. It's the weirdest thing I've ever done.
Lock, do you have one of your magic hands? Or something that can open the door?
Yes, I can do. If I want to stand back.
I can just open the door.
No, I'll do it from a distance. And he'll telekinetically open the top door.
How much weight can you move with that?
Oh, good point. me.
Would you like a hand? A second hand?
I can carry up to 10 pounds, but that's carry rather than. It says open and unlock door is on the things it can do. I'll post it.
Yeah, normal doors, sure, but these are
Yeah,
sort of giant
massive.
scale, big slabs.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of you working together would probably be able to push them open.
Is it the
if they're
size?
unlocked.
Is it the size of a large creature? You'd say.
Yes.
Because I have the telekinetic shove, so I can shove one creature within 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
So would that kind of be a good measure of the kind of force it can apply?
Yeah, it's. I mean, they need to be big enough for a giant to walk through. That's what they were
Yeah.
designed for. So that's the kind of scale that you're looking at.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I mean, you have done it before in Jarlmut, and doors weren't unlocked there. It just needed a couple of you to push them open just because they're heavy. That's all.
I'll suggest it's a bit too heavy for me.
I can open it.
Then.
My game's just reloaded, so give me a second.
I'm sure I can help you with a second mage hand if it would be of use. I can do that from here.
I'm just going to go and push the door open.
Okay. With lock and not talk, system with mage hand as well. The combined efforts of pushing the doors, they swing open.
I cannot see through them.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't.
Yeah.
That will be
Touche.
why.
Touche, sir.
Have you got a torch or do you want light?
I think I have a torch.
Locke
If you
will
need to-
walk in there.
If you need to drop it though, well, that's a bit of a concern. Equally, we don't want to attract anything.
Well. Oh, I have a lantern, don't I? I took it from Snitch. I'll defer to what you guys want to do with it.
Do you have something on you that I could cast light on that you could just put in a pocket or something if we need to quickly go dark?
Yeah, he'll pull out his little amulet that's like a little hammer with scales engraved on it.
Oh,
Feel
that's
like
really nice.
It's my symbol of deer.
Yeah, you can cast it on that. So you can just toggle your torch then, which will simulate that hopefully.
I do not know how.
Right click on your token. There's a little flame icon.
I do not see a flame icon.
Don't you?
Nope.
On the left hand side.
Nope.
Top left. Oh wow.
Maybe I don't actually.
I see it. Yeah, I might need to have torches for that to work.
Ah, right. Okay. I've toggled it on for you anyway.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's just a bare interior, frost covered floor, walls, high ceiling. Again, it's very apparent this is scaled for giants to walk around in. And it's pitch black. Or very close to it. Cash, you get to the bottom of the corridor there, and you see it sweep away to the right. You see a set of double doors in front of you.
I'll look around for not talk.
He's stood in the door, just peering through, letting you all move forward.
Are you coming?
I am. Just playing safe.
Do you know what's in these rooms?
No. I haven't been here before.
Yes, but you said you knew some things about this place, you just wouldn't tell us what.
When they become clear, when they present themselves, I will quite happily share in the interest of us all getting through this.
And that will probably be too late. You've got to start working as a member of the team.
I heard what Cass said to Locke. Oh, is it Neven? You seemed confused. Neven, Locke. I mean, I couldn't.
Then you can hear this. And mentally, she is like gonna scowl at you physically, and mentally, you should hear, if you're doing it, go fuck yourself.
She doesn't react.
Eris, can you check these doors with me?
Are you checking for traps or listening, or what are you checking for? Or how are you
I
checking?
know I'm no good at traps, so I would listen.
Listening. Perception, please.
I can cast guidance on myself. I never do it. I'm gonna
You
do
can.
She will also cast guidance on herself.
Okay. And are you checking for traps?
In the same way that I did with the doors, probably.
Yeah. Perception from you as well, then, please. 20.
If I do it enough, I might move on to investigation.
wow.
Oh,
Is there a reason
oh.
I can't see my rolls?
no,
Not
because
that
we
I
can
know
see
of.
them.
Have you got them set to private GM roll or something like that?
A public roll.
Blind GM roll. Oh. I can see your rolls. Got 20 there.
Nice to know. I can't ever celebrate if I get a natural 20. I can. Thomas will tell me.
Oh, fucking Thomas.
So, Cass, you put your ear up to the door without touching it, being very careful not to touch anything. You sort of stay motionless. You hear the wind howling outside and blowing through these drafty corridors, but you hear nothing of significance on the other side of these doors. Eris, natural 20 for a total of 28. You feel like you've got the hang of it from doing the first one and proving yourself to be right. Your confidence is growing. You take another good look round these. Pretty similar doors, not made of ice this time. They're made of old, strong hardwood. But again, you see no triggers or pressure plates or wires or anything of that nature. And you seem pretty confident that this door isn't trapped. Or these doors, should I say.
Are these going to be too heavy for Eris to open?
Probably by herself. I mean, unless you roll particularly high on an athletics, so you can try it. But
Do it with you, obviously.
Athletics.
yeah, only if you were doing it alone. If anybody else helps you, I'll
I'm
say
going to try.
that's cool.
17.
That's cool. And you veins pop out in your neck. You give it your all. Push these doors, and you can hear them grind a little, and then start to slowly push open. You don't notice that Cass is kind of pushing above and behind you as well, just helping them come over.
Well, at least it seems I'm getting stronger doing all of this with you lot.
And you can open the doors, yeah. It's a long rectangular room. it's just strewn with pieces of rotting wood, rusted metal, remnants of armor and weapons racks. There's not much there. There's a rusted out helmet that's like sized for a giant near the back wall. Doesn't seem to be anything that's salvageable.
I will look to Eris and say same again next doors.
Okay.
Hedge will move a little further down the hall. Just kind of like keeping watch down there to making it sure that nothing like runs up on them all.
Okay, want to make perception?
No, but I will. That's terrible.
Nothing catches your attention.
No, he's too busy looking at his glowing amulet going, this is pretty cool.
Oh, pretty. Eris, perception, looking for traps. Again, you seem to be familiar with the design. The design is the same as the previous doors. You don't see any triggers, pressure plates, wires, or anything of that nature. Cass, did you do yours for listening?
I can't see any. Did Eris roll? Why can't I see rolls? This is really weird.
Eris rolled a 10. Cass rolled a 19. You put your ear up against the door, not expecting to find much at all after the previous couple of listens, but you do hear something.
Okay.
You hear very, very faint crackle, torchlight, or a torch, flame, and a deep rumble, rhythmic. You can actually see a tiny little bit of the light escaping underneath the crack of the door.
I will...
How much of a crack is underneath the door?
It's it's hardly anything, because the ice kind of grows up to the door, and then it gets constantly ground down when they open. So it's almost next to nothing.
Is there something in there?
I will look at everyone and do this. Point at the door and do this. And then point to move on.
Would you like me to look what's in there?
That's something you can do to be helpful, yes. But we don't know what you can do because you won't tell us.
Well, I can look behind doors quite easily.
I hope you don't mean openly.
No. No.
That's one way.
I can listen, I can see. Depends what we need. What did you hear? I need to be sure it's worth wasting my rather precious ingredients.
Something's asleep in there.
I mean, I could put something behind the door, see what's in there. It would stay there for 10 minutes or so if the thing awoke, I would know. We all want to find this book, don't we? So I'm really sure, if we all help each other, then we'll succeed. But I'm a bit reluctant to use my resources because I did hear what you said.
Oh, don't trouble yourself then. We'll all just die when whatever's in there comes out and kills us.
You'll cast Clairvoyance, Steve.
Okay.
Tok will take out a what looks like a glass eye with jewels out of the bag that he took. Yeah. There's like a glass eye with a jewel where the pupil would be. cast a spell, and I will create an invisible sensor that can see the other side of the door.
Okay. Just make a note of
I've knocked off the spell slot. Yeah.
where you are, so I can put you back. I'm just going to move you into the room just so you can see.
Okay.
Also,
I'll
as a
make
note,
a second.
Herd is just like following Eris around as she's wandering off, being like, "Fuck no, stop! Wait for everyone else."
She is full on snitching at the moment. She is checking for traps. She's sneaking ahead. She did consider being stealthy, but she's not very good at it.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult as well because Barden's following behind you, glowing.
Glowing, 8 foot tall,
Yeah.
wearing clinky chainmail.
Tock,
she-
did you see? Can you see what's in the room?
I can see. Yep.
Okay.
That's good. Thank you. Can return me.
Just gonna.
So you see how the steps and the doors and all of these things are designed for creatures much bigger than ourselves, even than this one and that one. Well, that's one of the inhabitants. The frost giant, by the looks of it. Your mouth's moving, but no words are coming out.
The most in-character way of saying muted.
Asleep.
Well, he seems somewhat withered. I'm not sure if he's all there, but his eyes are a little cloudy. Does it appear that he can see the sensor, Steve? Because it's invisible, but if they can see invisibility.
It doesn't seem like it.
I think the creaking noise is the thing upon which he sits. I don't think he's asleep. Well, not in the sense that you were thinking.
Trouncing.
Or maybe dead, I can't be sure. His eyes are somewhat cloudy. He may just be old. He may be dead, I can't really tell.
So he's not a skeleton.
No. So my little sensor will remain for 10 more minutes. If he makes a move, I'll be sure to tell you. I give you my word.
Cass has left.
You'll hear a little whispered female voice in your head as you walk off. I give you my word.
She'll turn round and just really quietly, get the fuck out of my head.
I know a couple of you snuck into that room into the south there.
What are you guys doing?
Scouting. You need a scout. She's trying to be useful because she's angry. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's a huge, immense hall, and right in the middle stands a 30-foot long, 10-foot wide, 10-foot high dining table, carved from ice, surrounded by a dozen blocks of ice. You presume that they once served as chairs, or maybe even still do. Who knows? Wooden braces against the west wall hold a pair of 14-foot long bugles made from hollowed out mammoth tusks, and there's an ascending staircase of ice in the southwest corner. Some icy mist roiling down it.
Lovely. And then in the end room, is it just that staircase that seems to be going down in the middle?
Seems to be a staircase going down. You do notice perched up in around the circumference of the room, ugly little gargoyles kind of perched at the top of columns, just looking down at you ominously.
Definitely made of stone?
You can make a perception check. Seem to be.
Probably made of stone.
Probably made of stone.
Okay. So when Cass has finished talking to Not Talk, Irish will run over and just be like, "There's a staircase that goes up over here, and there's a staircase that goes down over there. There's some gargoyle-y things, but I'm pretty sure they're just stone. And then we've just got these doors left."
Okay, thank you. Let's check these doors and then we'll ask the group. Up or down?
Oh, wonderful. I'm just going to guidance myself to check the final door.
Same.
Has my camera gone off?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Eris and Cass, so good. Both nat 20s.
Oh, there's
No.
Thomas.
Whoop whoop. Wow. Okay. Checking for traps again. Eris, you've got this down pat now. You see no traps. Cass, listening. Do you hear anything? Nope, you don't hear anything.
I will open the door.
Okay.
Cass will step forward. I guess the question is, if you were hiding a book, do you hide it upstairs or downstairs?
If only Threadreader was more chatty.
I said the magic word books and everything.
In this room, Frost covers a big bloated trestle table that stands in and amongst rotting barrels and casks in the middle of what this it seems pretty obvious that it is or was a kitchen. There's a few storage racks along the walls. Most of them have just collapsed into piles of rotted timber, bits of jugs and tankards, and just strewn and some shattered and cracked. And there's a roasting spit that's just lined with icicles. That sits above a big 10-foot diameter iron brazier, but again, that's just still coated with rime and doesn't seem to have seen any use for some time. That's over on the back wall. Doesn't seem to be anything of interest in this room. It looks like this was the old kitchen.
So now, do we go up or do we go down?
Would you hide something precious?
Well, I don't have anything precious other than my friends.
Where would you
I
hide them?
wouldn't know.
Upstairs or downstairs?
Well, I generally don't hide things. I think you would be better at answering that question.
Some of us could go upstairs and the others could go downstairs.
No, we won't split the party. We are a team and we stay together as a team.
Thinking.
Don't hurt yourself.
It is hard work in this head, I have to say.
If I do anything, I know animals, and the bird is probably going to live upstairs, and everything else is going to be downstairs.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure I studied this very question. Unfortunately, this brain makes thinking very hard.
It just thinks in a different way to you.
I think's the same, it's just a lot slower.
Gives things more thought then.
That's one way of. Yeah, I suppose you could frame it that way, if it makes you feel better. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
Best way to describe it, Nas, is that you have like a permanent, albeit mild, ice cream headache.
I think upstairs would be outlooks and the birds. And downstairs is generally easier to guard because you've got nothing coming from the air.
That makes a lot of sense, Eris. Let's go downstairs.
I agree with the goblin.
Would you have a lot of things coming from the air in a place like this, though?
Oh, that went quicker than I was expecting.
Oh, it's the west downstairs.
Yeah.
So just Steve, just as a reminder, that view thing will basically sit there for 10 minutes, and I can see, unless I lose concentration, I can see if
Okay.
it moves or does
Okay.
anything different.
I'll keep a note of that.
Yeah.
It's probably easy if I just pull you all in.
I
That
think
always sounds ominous.
If everyone's going in, no one's hanging back. Barden's in. Gus is in. Eris. Not Talk. Lock. Not even. Thread reader. Am I missing anyone? Oh, the other Eris has turned up now. There we go.
I think I would be trying to go ahead a bit just to scout a little bit. And then she will back up very, very quickly.
Why?
There's it. I've not really seen one before, but I've seen something like it. But this is bigger and it's got really big teeth.
still haven't loaded in.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey.
Yeah, it's on a big
Oh,
file
is it?
size.
Is it a fancy map?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. It's just these are the ones I've got. After this sort of section, then they're all WebMs. Sorry. So anyway, I'll describe it for you. Those, well, everyone's got vision now because Barden's got the light spell up. So the staircase does descend into a vaulted chamber, and you see almost less stone now, and this is almost like carved into the ice underneath, almost. So it's almost like a cavern, like a cave. There's a 9-foot high railing of sculpted ice that hugs the staircase as it descends. And just like the stairs, the floor is smooth. It's like an ice rink. And as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you realise what Eris had seen, and there's a walrus as big as an elephant, and it seems to be having a fantastic time, rolling and sliding on the ice and not really paying you much attention.
Or can you pop a stream token on the map,
Yeah.
please? Thank you. Oh yeah, I can see. Any up? I like this one, Eris.
Ever since the whale spoke, she now is just hoping. I wouldn't go all the way down yet. Please be careful. I'm not sure how much control it's got. Excuse me.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
You all right? I mean, who goes there?
Sorry, my name's Chris.
Oh yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
may I ask your name?
Yeah, suppose. Ukuma.
Akuma.
Mm. You all right?
Um, I believe so.
Cool. Cool.
I was just wondering. Could you tell us a little bit about this place?
What do you want to know?
I just generally what goes on here.
Nothing really.
How do you spend your
Boring.
days?
Like to slide around on here. It's so much fun.
It does look
Have
great
you
fun.
tried it?
Oh,
my God.
not yet.
Have a go. It's
I'll try.
Oh, okay. And yeah, Eris will have a go, but quite timidly.
okay.
Hedge will put his shield on the floor in case anybody wants to go and slide on that. And he'll kind of like run and jump on it like it's kind of like a makeshift snowboard and
Okay.
skate down the way.
God, right
Deck
into
safe
the
for anyone
wall.
having a go?
I
What was
shan't
that?
be.
Strength save?
Dex.
Dex.
I assume as they're like whizzing past them. Excuse me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, Eris is doing a lot of windmilling, but she manages to stay upright. And Barden's nailed it. He's proper Silver Surfer. He's got his arms out to the side. He's crouched down low. He's got his center of gravity just right, and he's owning it. And it really is quite fun.
Oh, yeah. This is great fun. Turn a little bit pale, feeling a little bit sick from not feeling sturdy on her feet. We were wondering, is there anyone else here?
Not down here.
Yes.
No one down here.
Oh, well, that must be very lonely for you.
Yeah, it's boring, but it's a laugh, I suppose. Sliding around on here. I don't get bored of this.
No books down here then. No books or
What?
no books. There's no libraries or books or.
I don't know what they are. No.
Sorry, there's no one else down here.
No.
Do people come down here at all?
Yeah, sometimes.
Is there anywhere particular that they like to go when they're down here?
Yeah, they generally go in one of these rooms.
Oh, could you slide with me towards that room, please?
You want to slide? Go on.
Yes, please.
Whee!
Oh, God.
This one. They always go in this one. Well, mostly anyway.
This little one.
Yeah. Straight to the bottom there. That's where most of them go.
Can I insight check, please?
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. My token's disappeared.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That's all right.
She went
I might have done something. Ooh.
Oh, it's an animal. I trust them implicitly.
It's very difficult to read the nuances of a giant walrus the size of an elephant.
Heard.
I was just taking a peek while I was further down there. There's another door.
No, I was just gonna say, you seem to be having fun. Would you mind staying with our new friend?
Sure. If you don't want to help.
No, well, we'll give you a call. I just keep them distracted.
We'll continue having some sweet snowboarding moments, like skating around on the ice on his round shield.
Okay.
And this is pretty fun and makes up for the fact that I nearly died yesterday. Well, earlier today.
Yeah, this one's where most of them go. Quite serious folk. I'm supposed to be a guardian, but
Well, you're doing a brilliant job.
whatever. I ain't got no time for that shit. No way. Skating, sliding, that's where I'm at. That's way better.
Have you not thought about trying to get out of here and maybe go into like some of the wider world?
I've had a
Skate?
look. There's nowhere as good as this for skating.
Have you ever tried flying?
No. Have you?
A little bit. It is great fun.
Is it?
It's not very easy though, but I'm sure you'd be so good at it with a bit of practice. But
Don't you need wings?
well, if if everything goes well here, then maybe I could help you. I could maybe give you wings for a short amount of time. Pretty much, Eris is just making friends with animals that she is then going to polymorph into other animals. Like she's going to give Angajuk legs.
So much confusion.
She just wants them to experience the world.
Sounds cool.
Well, anyway, I don't want to interrupt your fun. We'll be back in a minute.
All right.
If that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Just see him like flapping a little bit, build up a bit of speed, and then just the immense weight just slide. And just because he's so big as well, once he gets going, he goes right the way to the other side of the chamber. Where you guys are down there in that bottom passage there, it leads to like an anvil-shaped room. There's a door set into the south wall there. Flanking the door are some like bas reliefs of two male frost giants, but they have been defaced. Their features have been like chipped away a little bit. But there are some newer carvings above the door, and they depict the glowering head of an owl, a wolf, and a goat.
See Jim whizzing around. Keep seeing him fly past the door. Nas will step forward and have a look at these symbols and see if she can figure them out.
Yeah. I mean, you would see the significance, and even some of the others may see the significance. You can make a religion check, and anybody who's proficient in religion can make a religion check.
Oh, good.
The cleric.
Yeah, Tok or Nas, should I say, would know that those three particular aspects or animals are closely associated with Auril, the Frost Maiden.
This may be a significant room.
Is it a trapped room?
I have no way of knowing. I suggest the rather skilled trap-finding goblin perhaps could assess. But this
You
This
hear a
room has been repurposed by the Frost Maiden, it appears. Or
You
for
hear
her.
thud up behind you, and as you turn around, you just see this walrus just slam into the wall at the entrance there. Go, forgot to tell you, because it's like the job and that. Just bear with us a sec. This way is short to all but those who pass the tests of cruelty, endurance, isolation, and preservation. I've got to do that. I'm off skating. See you, sir.
Tests. Interesting.
Well, cruelty, endurance, isolation, all of that. Oh, we've been through that, haven't we? So this can't be that bad. And then, can I check the door, please?
Can I
You
help?
will. You will hear a shout down the hall after hearing that of Herd going, "Are you guys maybe going to need help after that little announcement?"
Oh yeah, if he's all right on his own, he seems to be. He doesn't seem to mind that we're here.
Herd will turn over to the walrus who, and just like point down the hole. Is like, "You okay if I just go and make sure they're okay and help them out with whatever?" Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Somebody was trying the door, were they?
I was going to just perception check it with guidance.
And I do the same.
Yeah. Were you checking for traps?
Yeah, just anything that looks suspicious, because that's all I know.
I don't know traps, so I guess I'm just doing perception. But I guess
I suspect the traps will be the tests in this instance. Fail the test, bring the trap.
With your perceptions, you don't detect any traps, and you don't hear any noises.
Eris, what was that? What was his name?
Akuma.
Akuma.
What was that
Okay.
thing? I could not hear.
As in Matata? Oh,
Yes.
Ukuma.
Ukuma.
Akuma?
Yo!
Hey, do you know what the tests are?
No. I just memorised that. And I try and make the voice sound a bit ominous. Don't know if
You
it
did-
worked.
It was really good.
But, yeah. That's about it. It's not a difficult job, in all honesty.
I think you're wasted here, if I'm honest.
You know what? Probably am.
But if you're happy, that's what matters, I'm sure.
Yeah. Live for the day, innit?
Is there definitely not another way into this room?
Don't know. I've not seen anybody else go any other way.
Okay. Thank you. Well, this is going to be fun.
Well, I mean, I think the names of the tests in themselves give a hint at what we may face. If these are tests that the Frost Maiden wishes her followers to take, then I'm sure they can't be pleasant.
Are we going to open the door now?
I'm just trying to say. I hope you're prepared to do whatever it takes. I certainly am.
Yeah, we're fine. Let's go.
It's another door.
Arranged about this room, there are 4 tablets made of ice, big, about 10 feet tall, 7 feet wide, and about a foot thick. Just like big ice monoliths. They sit upright in stands, but the stands are also carved from ice. Script has been chiselled into the surface of each tablet, and there's another door standing further south as well on the other side.
Can we read the script?
Yeah, it's in common, and everybody
Okay.
speaks common.
So,
So one of them says, compassion makes you vulnerable. Let cruelty be the knife. I'm going to put it in chat. Let cruelty be the knife that keeps your enemy at bay. And so on and so on. And here they go in chat. And for the benefit of the stream, I'll read out the rest, but you can read them easier. Endurance says, exist as long as you can, by whatever means you can. Only by enduring can you outlast your enemies. Isolation reads, in solitude you can understand and harness your full potential. Depending on others makes you weak. Preservation reads, every flake of snow is unique, and that which is unique must be preserved.
I don't think compassion makes you vulnerable.
I think it needs to if you want to pass the test. And let's
Well, then
face it,
that's
cruelty's
one for you,
probably
isn't
the
it?
easiest thing to do. Perhaps if we have to pick a test, we should pick that one.
I'm going to put that in a journal note for you guys because it'll get lost in the chat.
So the door's locked. Not that I tried.
Just can't help himself.
Permissions. So in player documents or player docs, it's called Frost Maiden's tests. So if it gets lost in chat, you can just refer back to them there. You going in, are you?
Well, these shouldn't be too difficult.
You new followers then? You signing up?
Well, we haven't decided yet.
All right, cool.
Do you think we should?
Whatever.
I appreciate your nonchalantness and your non-committal attitude.
It's good to see that you're being objective rather than subjective in such a climate.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. Yeah, I'll go for that.
Cool.
Do the people that come out of here seem different to the way they when they came in?
Not that I've noticed, really.
Do they all come out again?
Everyone I've seen go in has come out. Yeah.
I say we go in.
Well,
you won't be able to because you need to pass the test to go in there.
Oh,
I get it.
That'll be in these other rooms. I would say. That's where other aspirants have had to go. You know, they pop in there. Sometimes gone for a long time. I don't know where they go because I've looked in there and it's only a little room.
So
Where they go?
Can we go in individually, or is it a team thing? Do we need to choose someone for each test, or do we all need to do all of them?
No idea. Never been in. Never tried. Suppose you could all go if you wanted.
Are there any markings on the doors as to which test?
No. Let's have a look. Or are there? Yes, there would be more of the carvings above each one. So if you pick a test, I'll tell you which one. Or if you pick an entrance, I'll tell you which is.
Well, my preference is probably cruelty because, let's face it, that's the easiest. Endurance, this big oaf seems to be quite resilient, and I think he would probably be fine.
Sounds like we're going to have to do all of them whatever happens, so shall we just pick a door and get on with it?
Eris is going
I'm
to go on
quite
tiptoes next to Cass and just be like, why are they saying that cruelty's easy?
Because they are cruel.
But even then, it can't be easy.
It is to some.
It is, unfortunately, to most. I think it's much easier to take something from someone else than to earn that thing for yourself.
Are we going in as a group?
At least for the first door, I think that's the best odds.
Do we want to go through them in order? Cruelty first.
I have more. If I have to pick any of these tenets, which I don't particularly agree with, any of them, preservation would be my
I
pick.
would pick
Save the best till last.
isolation.
It makes me sad that you'd pick that.
Well, I've survived it before.
But I hope you feel stronger as part of a team now.
Of course I do.
Stop
Well, I haven't
smirking,
got
Mass.
people taking.
Looking at the walrus sliding around.
Okay, well let's go into cruelty. So which one says cruelty?
Let me find out. I should have labelled these up better. 16, so that's the first one.
I feel like we should be making random dex checks to saves to move out the way of Akuna.
And heard as he continues to skate around on a shield.
Okay, yeah, okay, I've got it. It's this top left one.
So the one I was at initially.
Yeah, look, the walls are kind of oddly shaped. They're etched with elaborate panoramas of winter scenes. Set into the back wall is this door, inscribed with a large snowflake. A single word is carved into the lintel. Again, cruelty.
Wait.
I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
The book is within reach. Let's not waste any more time.
Less on Herd and Eris. And me.
Okay.
Take that, Steve.
Ass will open the door.
Who's going in?
Well, I'm not going to hang around. Let's.
How did
I'm
you
going...
get there?
Who?
I got
Oh,
outside the map.
I've left a gap in the wall.
That's the trap you laid just for Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, I've closed the wall now. We can't get back in.
Find another one. But in the meantime, can you put me back in that room?
Yeah. Suppose.
Nas will step through the door.
I can't. Seeing in the dark is quite hard.
I've somehow managed to turn Vard's light off.
All right, I'll figure it out. Apparently, my torches were consumed.
I'm going to give you some more. Should work.
Yep.
Is everyone joining in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nas will put Tok's arm through Cass's and kind of quite happily, kind of almost skip in.
No,
No.
I'm not doing that.
As you kind of negotiate the social difficulties of whether you want to link arms with a possessed former friend, your surroundings vanish in a flurry of snow and ice. Everything goes white. As your vision clears, you find yourself standing at the edge of a camp. Its tents holding fast against the raging blizzard. I would have said, who else is from the north?
Paris?
Just Eris, isn't it? And
Have you ever
Thread
had any
Reader.
encounters with the Reged tribes? I was going to say Tok would have
Yeah,
had some recognition, but at the moment he doesn't.
he doesn't.
It is northish, but you wouldn't have met anyone like any of the tribesmen.
I don't know whether Eris would have, as a goblin, maybe seen them, maybe raided them at some point. But
You recognise the structure of the tents, the kind of architecture. It's not like an academic recognition. Oh, well, they do this and they do this. Just like the silhouettes of the shape. Just it's Reged tribes. It's and you make that link.
It's one of the tribes. Is it to Eris? Does it seem real? Does
Yes.
it seem as if they've been transported?
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit of echo.
It's very difficult to see because it's the blizzard. But as you all kind of look around and check that you're all still here, you notice above the head of each of you present, there's the same symbol, just floating, ethereal. This snowflake, about sort of 4 to 6 inches.
Turned into off-brand Sims.
I was going to say it's like a Snowland plum bob.
Well, let's begin, shall we? This is our first test. And Nas will start wandering over towards the tents.
Okay. As you get a bit closer, over the wind, you begin to hear voices shouting, a little bit of weeping, and you see some figures come into sight. They are tribesfolk. And you see a couple of elderly tribesfolk lined up, bound. and you see another tribes person that seems more fitter, healthier, seems to be in charge, seems to be perhaps the leader, and several others. Not many, there aren't many there, but there's some kind of discussion going on.
And they see us.
Not yet, because of the blizzard. But if you get any closer, then they will, I'm sure.
Cass, do you want me to get a little closer? See
To
if I
be
can figure out-
honest, Nas seems to be getting closer for all of us. Did march off, right?
She's wandering off towards them. Yeah.
They begin to
Oh.
notice your presence, not talk. And there's some shouting, some alarm at the strangers in camp. And they come hurrying over towards you, spears and weapons brandished, but they don't attack.
Raised my hands. I'm here to help. No
And,
need to get aggressive. We seem to have a spot of trouble here.
At the sight of that, their weapons aren't lowered, but they kind of relax, and they kind of usher you all. If anybody resists, you have to let me know, but they kind of usher you all into the centre of camp. Presumably to the attention of this leader or chief. The chief will introduce himself as Gunvald Halregson. And he and the other tribesfolk recognise the symbols above your head. And at the sight of that and the recognition of that, all weapons are lowered. And it seems to mean something to them. And what business do you have here with us? What errands do you run for her? We wish no trouble.
Seems you have a issue to resolve. I'll gesture over to the bound people. We're here to help.
We do have an issue to resolve. We have run out of all food. The hunters have failed to return. This storm, unending. Her business, I'm sure. It will be what it will be. But we need to survive. The dogs we ate weeks ago, there's nothing left. These are the elderly, the most eldest of our tribe. They have nothing left to contribute except the flesh on their bones.
So why haven't you done it?
I was about to. It seems, perhaps, the Frost Maiden wishes something of you.
Well, I'm quite happy to do it. Does he have a knife? No, he just has an axe. Well, I suppose that will do.
I'm going to hold Eris's hand.
Eris is like turned towards Cass, like burying her face against Cass's leg.
Okay, it's not real. It's some messed up test.
We don't know that, do we?
I wasn't talking to you.
Shall I do this? It seems clear the answer is compassion makes you vulnerable, so we kill these people, the other people can eat. Problem resolved. I mean, they're old. They've had a full life, I'm sure. Better than them dying slowly. Or perhaps I should finish them with a spell. That might be more fitting.
Not even lock. Fucking hell.
Yes.
Can you tell, is this real or were we transported here? Or is it some sort of false image?
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
Um,
It certainly feels real.
And Herd use his 1 chance a day to cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
See if there's anything screwy in particular about the scene.
Locke will argue that it's probably for the best that we make this decision not knowing if it's real or not.
Well, I've cast already.
Well,
You detect no magic.
I'm not going to tell anybody that.
I think if you've got trouble with your consciences, then your friend makes a good point. Let's just think of it as not real.
It's a thought experiment.
Exactly. And really, we'll be helping these people if they are real.
Like,
Then
don't push it.
Well, they'll have food and they won't have as many mouths to feed. It's a win-win, as we say.
How many are there? Do there happen to be as many as us?
Or
And I walk up to them and were they protesting or are they just sort of resigned to this?
they're bound. There may have been some protest, but then don't seem to be protesting at all now. They're shivering. Most of their warm weather clothing has already been removed. Wouldn't want to damage that with any stab marks or blood leakage. That will be used again, I'm sure. So they have removed most of anything useful.
I will ask each of them their names and ask each of them if this is what they wish to do to help their tribe to survive.
I haven't prepared names, but they will each tell you they do not wish to die.
If I use a spell with cold damage, then they won't waste any of the blood. It's a valuable resource in itself.
If I hand over some of my rations, will that...
No, that's not cruel, is it?
Shut up, I wasn't talking to you.
Well, you seem to find this so difficult. Do you want to pass the test or not? If you're too weak to do it, then just let me. I'll do it. It's fine.
I will ask each of them, do they follow the Frost Maiden because this is her wish? And do they therefore wish to comply with her?
No, they do not follow her. They have no respect for her. Believe she's brought this hardship on them.
The question is quite simple, Cass. Either they all die or some of them die. Cruel as it might be.
Cruel to be kind, I think is the saying.
Well, kind is a bit of a stretch. Not talk.
You can call me Nas.
Okay. Just as dumb as not talk.
You're the only one that speaks any sense amongst this lot. You're willing to. I can see you're willing to do what needs to be done, and they're going to try and find a different road, which will mean we fail the test and we don't get the codicil.
Do we have any knives on us?
got a dagger.
Do you think it's a literal dagger? I think a dagger is metaphorical, which is probably a word you've never heard Tok say before.
Instead of how many other that are tied up? See,
Oh,
4. Locke's gonna go to them, and he's gonna use shape water to create 2 sharp pieces of ice
Wait,
directly below their hands, which I'm assuming are tied behind their backs.
yeah.
He's gonna say, well, I'm giving you a chance to get out of here, but they will kill you if you do. The choice is yours. If you feel it's a chance to survive by running away,
That's no choice. Death or death.
well, we can't set you free, really, can we? It's the closest we can do.
But if you do that, if you let them free, then these
I'm not
remaining
letting them
people
free.
have no food.
I'm not letting them free. I'm giving them a chance to free themselves.
can I ask them who they follow, if anyone?
They follow no one.
You're clearly struggling with this. Let me. I insist.
Stop.
Not Tok will raise a hand, which you can't see on camera because it's off camera, and we'll stop. You have a better idea?
Excuse me. And this will be to the leader of the tribe. What does this symbol mean to you?
The one that floats above your heads, it's the mark of the Frost Maiden. Means she has chosen you for some deed, ill or good. We never interfere.
What kind of deeds do people with the mark normally do?
We've never had first-hand experience in this tribe. Our stories have been passed along through generation.
What stories have you heard?
Normally tests of some description. We allow those with the symbol to make choices so that we are not punished by her.
How many of you are there in your tribe? How many do you need to feed? How many will these feed? How long for?
We are 20. From 50. From 70. These will keep us going for some weeks. The blizzard cannot last that long. And we'll send out hunters anew.
The best we can do, really, around Icewind is, well, help. We can't solve everyone's problems. We have to prioritize. Right now, we need to get the book, so we need to pass this test. So cruelty is a necessity. However, you have given them a chance to escape and run. And that's as good of a chance of survival as they'll have just by not being eaten and just waiting out the blizzard, which they probably won't outlast.
Like I say, none of them have any cold weather clothing anymore.
Uh,
If they ran, they would not survive the cold.
if one of us was to act as executioner, we would then actually be carrying out a kindness for those who would normally have to execute them. It could be that the cruelest thing to do here is, unfortunately,
Now she's getting it. I applaud your logic, Eris. It's Eris, isn't it? Yes. Yes, this is exactly I think we need to do. I'm willing to do it if your your stomach is queasy or
but if we're killing them, that's kindness. That's not cruelty. Cruelty would be full to both sides, not just the murder of these innocent people, but to create murderers of the others.
oh, you're
Crueler if we just let them try to run, escape, and then die in the process. Because then they're choosing whether they want to save the rest of their tribe by staying here and being eaten, or just run away and die anyway. I would argue that is a very cruel choice.
Oh, it is a cruel choice. Yes, you could argue that by making that choice, you are giving them free will and the chance to choose, but you're also dooming both sets of people, which is wonderfully cruel. I applaud you.
Thank you. I am embarrassingly proud of myself.
Chosen of the maiden, do you have a course of action, or will you allow us to continue our business?
Cass is gonna hold up her hand and just kneel down in front of them and say, I am sorry that this is what this has come to. Your fate is unfair. I know you don't believe in anyone or anything, but I do. And for what it is worth, I will pray for you and hope that your sacrifice is rewarded in the afterlife. And then she's gonna stand up and walk away.
Okay.
I have multiple significant issues with this situation. And it's going to take a few steps away and try and like remove himself from the situation and pretend that will work. And he's going to frustratedly take something from his bag, probably like his little arms box or something, and he's just going to like anger throw it up into the snow. And then I will send you a message in a minute, Steve, because this is a very awkward situation for her to be in.
Okay. While you each come to terms in your own unique way, the chief takes one last look at the symbols above each of your head, looks up into the blizzard, shielding his eyes a little, pulls his cloak around him a little more, and walks towards the elderly four with purpose. And you don't see a blade. The visibility is quite low and there's lots of furs, but you see quick movement, one after the other, 4 times, and each slump to the floor. Some of the other tribes members burst out louder, crying more openly now. Other tribes members scoop them up quickly and drag them off into a nearby tent. and your surroundings blur once more, brighten, white, pure, and you're back in the cavern underneath Grimskalle.
Nothing seems different about the room.
No,
How
What
do we
about
know
the
if we
symbol?
passed or not? I thought it should have been by our hand, but I guess the inaction is as good as anything.
We should have saved them.
I think we would have failed if we saved them. I think you did the
We
right
should
thing.
have tried.
That's
Next room.
not what we're here for.
It's not what you're here for.
No, I want the book. I'm sure you all want it too.
Eris has run away at this point. She is full goblin pelting it away from not talk.
You'll hear that whispered in your ear, like in a female voice, as you run away.
I'll run after. Ah, he just ran over me. I'll run after Eris.
Okay, second door. Is this endurance?
yeah, top right is endurance.
Out of curiosity, before Herd angrily stomps his way back into that room, if he peeks his head into where they were, does he spot his little arms box sitting in the room anywhere?
No.
No, I don't think he would.
Before the rest get there, I'm just gonna come down to Eris's level and say that was an impossible situation. And all we can do is make it right for the next people by passing this godforsaken test and getting this codicil.
Eris will take hold of Cass's hand and just say, unfortunately, nature is full of cruelty. They made a choice. The tribe will live on,
And that's because of her.
and we can do what we can to stop her and to stop that from happening again. An open door. Full on snitching it this time.
Similar scenario, you see the etching above the door, endurance. And you may all enter if you wish. Anyone not wishing to enter?
No, I'm good for it.
Everyone's good for it, okay.
I'm already dead. Fine.
Your surroundings blur once more, flurry of snow and ice, and your vision clears. You find yourself again in another similar raging snowstorm. Standing at the edge of another tribe camp. It's in the process of being dismantled. The nomads there working feverishly to tear down their tents, pack them onto nearby dog sleds. A couple of them spot you this time, brandishing their weapons. There is a tall figure amongst them that calls out, "We shall not lie down and die for your pleasure, emissaries of Auril. Be gone, vultures!" And he turns back and busies himself with what he was working on, pulling down the tents.
I think we should, if this is endurance, I think we should get those tents.
That sounds more like cruelty.
Well, there's a theme here, isn't there? And it's all crossing over.
We can survive without them.
Actually,
Endure
yes.
before we will endure again.
He doesn't feel the cold, does he really?
You talk?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're probably right. Doesn't feel cold at all.
We might have to be here a while. And it said that you've got to exist as long as you can.
That's why I thought the tent might be a good plan. I don't feel the cold. I think you do.
We have Thread Reader. He has a spell.
Do you
Perfect.
think we should? Is it safe to camp here and take time? She'll return to the island at some point, and she'll know that we're here.
Well, surely we need food if we're going to spend some time here. How much food do we have?
2 rations.
2. Well, maybe we should follow the example of the last test and get some food. And I'll look over at the people taking the tent down.
Wrong test. No.
It's probably not real. Probably some sort of metaphysical test.
No. If you're that
Okay.
skilled, it won't be difficult for you to find a deer or something.
I'm not really a hunter.
If-
And they're just there.
If we can survive enough for me to rest, we can get food later on.
I can do that too. Yeah, we'd be fine. This is no test for us. Must be something to do with them.
Should we talk to them?
There may be a clue in something they say, yes.
You linger still, I see. You wish to peck at our dying corpses for your entertainment, as you wish. As always, we will not interfere with their emissaries. But no, you should not interfere with us either.
We don't plan to. We've just ended up here, and we're not quite sure as to why.
We don't want to, but we need to. I think it's accurate.
Well, if you won't leave, I suggest you help. The elk tribes have moved on. And where the elk go, the elk tribe follows. And so, the tents will be broken down. And we must march until we find the elk herds once more.
That's Tok's old tribe, isn't it?
Yeah. And Nas, you feel a swell in your chest. Your breath catches in your throat, and you don't know why. You push it back down.
Oh, I had a little reaction there. He's asleep again. So do we help them or do we hinder them?
Well, I'm going to help them. And
Same here. And
Herd will
Eris
help
will.
them take down tents and load them up.
I mean, they may know where the elks are, and that could help us survive for longer. I can't deny. I mean, it's the right thing to do. The clever thing to do is to use your resources, and these folk are resources like any other.
We have our own resources. We do not need to negatively affect them. There doesn't need to be competition.
Well, unless
We
it comes
roll
down to us
differently.
or them.
No,
If it's
we
us
have
or
our own
them, it
skills.
needs to be us.
But that isn't the situation right now, so why don't you shut your mouth and help?
Okay, what do you want me to do? Please tell me, and I will help.
Go carry heavy things.
Yeah, that could be novel. I will. And she'll wander off and go and start carrying heavy things.
Yeah, which is new experience for Nat. Okay, cool. So you all assist with the breaking down of the camp, putting out fires, which doesn't take long at all when it's weather, loading up and strapping down equipment and gear up against the dog sleds, and in short order, the leader, who introduces himself as King Jarund, issues the order for the tribe to begin traveling. You travel eastwards across the glacier. And it's tough going. The wind is in your face the entire way. Every step is a chore, is a struggle to lift your leg. They feel like lead. And you do this for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. And it's grueling. It's relentless. And there's no sign of King telling his tribe to slow down or stop. And he's pushing on. Do you follow?
Yes.
So, for every hour past 8 that you travel in a day, you roll for exhaustion. So can everyone roll me a Constitution save, please?
Are we within 10 feet of herd?
If you tell me you are.
Yes. Is that a +3?
Yeah.
+3, 29.
Okay.
It's pretty huge and good at carrying a lot of weight, so he can take turns like piggybacking someone for a little bit if they get tired.
Okay, so that's everybody passed with no exhaustion. There's no sign of any... Wow, nice. There's no sign of any milestone, any point of interest. It's just bleak, relentless tundra as far as the eye can see. You push on for another hour. Everyone roll again for a Constitution save for exhaustion.
Is it against cold?
No.
No, it's just exhaustion.
It's against your tiredness, yeah.
Yeah. So if it's cold, I get advantage. But 27.
Okay. Cass, you take 1 level of exhaustion. And
Cass is allowed
Thread
a
Reader
1
would.
hour. Cass is allowed a 1 hour piggyback if she likes now. Take a short rest as we continue to slog.
If you take a short rest, the tribe will leave you behind.
No, I mean just Cass if she's being carried by Herd as he's doing the marching.
Yeah, you can't get any meaningful rest being piggybacked by anyone, unfortunately.
It's fine.
Push on for another hour. Con saves all round, please.
Oh. What's exhaustion? Level 1? Is it saving throws as well as
No, I think
spells?
it's just ability checks, I think. It is in the notes I've put it in.
It's okay.
Are we all good? I think everyone's good again, aren't they? Who's that? Thread reader. Everyone's good again. Okay. You kind of look pleadingly at the king. He's resolute, his head down, ploughing on. Everybody's clothes are white, just on one side. This wind is just relentlessly battering everybody with this snowfall. And he pushes on another hour. Everybody con save, please. DC gets harder every time.
My little legs are getting tired in
Yeah.
the snow.
So, Bardin, Eris, and Locke all take 1 level of exhaustion. And Threadreed is good.
We like looking around at the rest of the tribe. Are they not suffering too?
Absolutely they are, yeah. They're very often there's somebody fall and the other tribe members will stop, pick them back up, and they'll lean on each other. They're using sticks heavily. Yeah, they're really struggling. Probably more so than you guys.
I'll speak to Jarrand and say, look at your tribe. They need rest. How much longer? Why are we still going?
If we don't find these herds, then no amount of rest will save these people. This is life on the glacier. It's tough. And tough choices have to be made.
Do you have any
And
idea
unfortunately,
where they're going? Where you're going?
not that I would be able to explain to you.
Can I use my wild shape to wild shape into an elk and do the next 3 hours? Yeah, do the
You-
next 3 hours as an elk and hope that that makes it a bit easier for me and maybe I can, like, someone could ride me.
As you
Preferably. Yes.
as the thought is going through your mind, then you don't know whether it's the exhaustion you're suffering, or as you're visualizing an elk in your mind and sort of debating, do I wild shape into this? You see an elk, and you think, is this like a mirage, or am I hallucinating? And you hear a call up from others in the tribe. As you push on for a few minutes longer, you see another, and another, and another, and then the tundra begins to blacken as you find the herd. And a cheer goes up amongst the tribe, and they all sort of collapse back into the snow, some down onto their haunches, taking a breath. The wind still relentless, battering everybody, but they seem to take some joy in finally finding the herd. And just as you may be thinking about going and saying something to the king, your vision whitens once more. You find yourself back underneath Grimskalle. Your
Very exhausted.
tiredness remains,
Oof. Gosh.
And 14 hours have passed.
Oh. I suppose
Shit.
would we know that?
Well, you know how long the journey's taken you. You spent 14 hours trudging through the wilderness. Whether you believe it, if you're still under the impression that this is some kind of illusion or magic, or
If she knows we're here, she might think that we're undertaking the test to become one of her followers, so let's just keep going.
Let's hope.
This one isolation.
down here is isolation. Yeah.
I can hear Elsa singing in my head already.
What, do you want to build a snowman?
No, there is a song in Frozen that sings about isolation.
Oh, okay.
I like that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You go in. Okay. The familiar blurring and widening of your vision resolves once more. You find yourself in the tundra, the wind blowing around you, and once more you see tribesfolk. Different ones again, you believe this time. There seems to be purposeful activity amongst these. Lots of weapon sharpening, strapping down of extra hides and furs, shields being tested for integrity, spears being bent and flexed. What would you like to do?
What do we think this has to do with isolation?
In solitude, you can understand and harness your full potential, depending on others makes you weak.
We should separate. No, it makes sense.
We should separate, yes.
Did you say that there was another tribe here?
Yes. Yep.
Well, we've had to talk to the tribe each time before. Excuse me. She'll try and get their attention.
Some nearby tribesfolk look up and recognized, and they come rushing over to you. And as they get closer, big smiles hit their faces, smiling, very pleased to see you guys. And they come escorting you back in a very friendly, welcoming way, and take you over to this very tall, muscular woman, accompanied by a huge feline with massive canines that drop down from its mouth below its chin. Not canine, feline. Auril has blessed us, she shouts to every other warrior in earshot. The Frost Maiden has sent emissaries to watch our camp while we complete our mission. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello there.
What is it you need us to do?
Well, you will stay and guard our camp from any retaliatory attacks, or we make our own. That means we need not leave any warriors behind, and then we will ensure our success.
Who are you attacking?
The elk tribe. They are very weakened. They have been travelling through the night. They've recently found the reindeer they've been tracking, and they are resting. Now is the perfect time.
Why?
Why?
Why attack them?
Why not?
What do you have to gain from it?
Everything they have.
But you risk so much.
Not with the blessing of Auril. You are here. If this is not a sign, and she looks round, gesturing to everybody, if this is not a sign, I do not know what is. This is the omen we've been looking for. Now is the time to attack.
And so you're saying that your survival is dependent on others?
No.
It certainly sounds like it. You're attacking people weaker than you.
Of course. That's what
Take
the powerful do.
That's what cowards do.
It's to take what is theirs so that you can survive. You're not strong and able enough to survive without taking from them. You're not able to survive on your own.
We reduce competition. Less competitive tribes to eat the natural resource of this land. Were we to be the only tribe left, then all of this resource is ours. Seems obvious to me.
Who are you going to steal from if you kill everyone else, though?
We won't need to, because everything will be ours.
Yeah, well, if it's so easy for you to just go, everything will be ours, why aren't you just finding... Look, they've been travelling overnight. You've had plenty of time to have secured this area for yourselves. And instead, you're going to prey on someone else.
Yes, you have it.
When all the other tribes are gone, and it is only yours that is remaining, you will not know how to hunt,
Why?
or to fish, or to fend for yourselves.
You know we still do
Because
these
you're
things.
so dependent on others.
We don't rely on our survival by attacking other tribes. When the opportunity presents itself, such as this, to reduce the competition, such magnificent fashion, well then of course, we will take it.
I think they're speaking of opportunity, not of anything else. And let's remember why we're here. Challenge is not to dissuade some attack on some tribe that we don't even know.
You feel
Sounds like they're weakened anyway.
You feel bile rising in your throat, Nass.
I think we should eat something. I've got a bit of acid. What does this creature eat?
Food, like anyone else would. What? Look, I'm gonna make a signal rather than say it out loud, where I like put a finger to my head and then point at his, back and forth, trying to signal telepathically talk to me, please. I don't have sending. Do you have sending? Can you warn the tribe? I am. No, it's a big spell, but I'm begging you, give them a warning. Test is for us, not for them. They've just been through a test with us of endurance. Have mercy, please.
What we have to exhibit is the value that in Soul we understand and harness your full potential. Depending on others makes you weak.
Locke, that was Tok's tribe. Help them. Help your friend. That's what he would want.
I think the task at hand must go past our own sense of morality. And that's easy for me because I don't really have much of it. But my reasoning still stands. The point is to pass this test. In each of those occasions, we have helped the tribe.
And we will help them. We'll guard this camp, but give them a chance. You gave those other men a chance with the ice knife things. How is this any different?
I didn't really give them a chance. I mean, those knives are on the last for like maybe an hour because I made a spell, and then they would have died anyway in the snow. So I just gave them the illusion of a chance, which is even more cruel because then they had to decide for themselves whether they would help the rest of the tribe or just pointlessly run away to die. So I didn't really help them. I tried to exhibit as best as I could the values I had to so we can get past this test.
I am going to. This must look really weird because we're just staring at each other.
Just gotta go.
I like to think the eyebrows are going as well, with different words and emphasis.
I'm gonna properly go up to Locke, so you know something's up now, and hold his hands and just bug this test. Please do it for me. Do it for Tok. I won't ask anything else of you. You can go off and be as immoral as you want. You can become a god. I won't stop you. Just do this one thing for me, please.
You understand that if we fail this test, then all we've done to get up to that place was for nothing.
Don't see how this would help us fail. It's separate to this test. We're still going to stay here and guard this camp, and probably have to kill some of Tok's tribe.
I think we are here to help this tribe, the isolationists. We help the other tribe. We risk muddying the waters. And we risk failing this test. And the tribe is quite possibly going to die anyway. I don't know them. I don't know if they'll trust my warning or do anything as a result of it. But what I do know is we need to pass this test, get to the book, and we've gone way too far. We can't say it back now. We can't change our approach now. The risk's too high. This is not the time for kindness. We'll be doing a kindness to the entire region if we get rid of the Frost Maiden. So we have to keep our heads focused on the big picture, which is the Frost Maiden, rather than this tribe, which will die out anyway if the Frost Maiden carries on. If you want it in moral terms, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
You've got Jim in straight away.
I can't do this. I
You
can't
don't
hurt
have to.
Tok's tribe.
Well, let it be my decision.
We're a team.
But I don't think we are. I would argue that we're not a team at all. I don't think any of us are on the same page. None of us that are in this room right now doing this test are on the same page.
I don't mean in that sense. I mean, in the sense of the Breakfast Club and the bonds that we've built together, but if you won't help me, there's no other way I can warn them, so that's that. Cass is just going to find somewhere to sit down. On her own. In isolation.
As soon as Cass sits down, Neil's going to cast Sending and warn the other tribe. But he's going to make sure he's going to cast it with his sorcery points, so it will not look like he's done anything.
Okay. You will try,
Okay.
but so you do not consume your sorcery points. It
Right.
does not work.
Okay.
Head, who's been walking in circles around the camp, is very openly just going to have a moment where he is going to look at whoever's in charge of this one, and he's like, I'm not going to sit here and defend your camp. I have no intention to.
You want the glory of battle? You want to join us?
No.
As you wish. As always with any emissary of the Frost Maiden that crosses our path, we allow them to make the choices without any interference.
Where are you going to find this elk tribe?
Make a persuasion check. They're not particularly keen to tell you now.
4. Oh, it's 10.
You won't join us and you won't stay to protect the camp. You don't need to worry about where our business takes us. Come. Preparations are almost complete. Let's spill some blood. And they all cheer and rattle their weapons and they begin setting off with all their equipment, some dogs and the big tiger, saber-toothed tiger loping alongside the leader. They disappear into the distance. And very soon you lose sight.
Has anyone considered that perhaps we shouldn't defend this camp either? We should just wander off into the snow and be alone.
Rely on us to win, right? That's part of the test, so I agree with you.
Well, exactly. Why are we helping them? That's choosing sides.
I'm really exhausted when it comes to leading this group. Can we just have talk back when this is over, please? I'd like to go back to being sarcastic.
Would it be too much if I set some of their tents on fire?
You can do what you wish.
That's
You're not.
taking a side. Which apparently we can't do.
Oh, I took a side a long time ago.
I think we should just wander off them all. We're here for us. We're here for the codicil.
All of these tasks have involved something to do with the tribe. I don't see how wandering off will achieve anything.
You think we just stay here and guard the camp and see how we do?
If something turns up, then we can reassess.
I don't have a strong opinion, but I'm happy to go with the consensus if everyone feels that's the right way forward.
I'm struggling intensely and fundamentally with these tests.
We
Well, that's
can't
the point of tests, surely.
Iris?
We can't intervene. We haven't so far, really. I want to with every fibre of my being, but we can't.
I took oaths when I went into church that I would intervene and I would protect people. So
Then ask
the
your God to intervene.
it doesn't work like that.
This would be happening with or without us. If we intervene, then someone will depend on us and they will have support and they'll no longer be isolated. And we will no longer be isolated. We just need to survive.
Do we walk away?
I think we do walk away. I think we just go our own way. I can't help but feel that helping them is not isolation.
They're depending on us to defend their camp, and I can't let them go and attack someone else to steal the resources of the vulnerable. Get away without consequence. It's not just.
I suppose that would be isolating them. Maybe we should set the camp on fire.
Maybe whoever they went off to attack, if anyone gets out of it, they'll be happy to know that they would have come back from victory to a desolate wasteland that they couldn't continue to occupy. And then her just carry on.
We might be doing the same thing.
I was going to say, Head's going to start making a bonfire with some of their stuff.
I was going to go the opposite way. I was going to pick up a stick from the fire and start lighting tents.
Head wants them to see that their camp is on fire from a ways away.
And just walks off into the woods.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything in mind?
I think Nass is just going to go off with Zelenor and just wander off a slight distance from the camp and sit in the snow. Sit talking to Zelenor.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, or the two that are setting fire, can do so. Nobody stops you or interrupts you. Nobody comes rushing back. You notice in amongst the tents that are there, they're quite sparse. Not very many belongings. They're nomads. These aren't permanent homes. Their life is moving from one place to the other. They don't hold any sentimentality over a particular piece of land, and that reflects in their tents and what sort of belongings and the quality of how they're built. It's enough to get out the wind and the snow, and that's about it really. But nonetheless, you set fire to them. And after a few hours, there's just a few smouldering embers, still smoking in the wind. And you're left alone. And the attacking tribe doesn't return. Anybody want to do anything? Or say anything? Any conversations?
After a while, Eris will return to find the party. She just couldn't be involved in the burning.
Herd is
Can everybody...
probably... Carry
Okay,
on.
I was just going to say, can everybody make a survival check, please?
Herd is probably sat off somewhere on his own. I've been rolling shit today. Meanwhile,
Eris.
Hazel and V have had multiple nat 20s.
That was a natural one.
But I've been lucky to roll over a 10 so far today.
Oh, who has the highest wisdom?
Me?
No,
Or
Threadreader and Herd both rolled a 5.
My wisdom is 12. I don't know what Threadreader says.
+1. Oh, you both got a +1. Oh, shit. Can I ask you both to do it again? Roll another survival check.
Nat 1.
Yay! Okay. You continue to wait and wait, and what little light is there progresses, diminishes. You begin to feel the cold a little. Most of you have no issues with the cold, I don't think, but it's uncomfortable. Night comes and goes. You all kind of sit in your own little isolation. And dawn comes once more. Very uncomfortable. A few of you stand, shake off the kinks in your joints, shake off the snow that's accumulated on you, and you notice Barden is no longer with you.
Great. Absolutely great. Throughout this time as well, Eris would prepare like good berry and just make sure that everyone has what sustenance they need for the day.
You try. Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
Shit. Hope you didn't burn all their food stores.
Everything is burnt. There wasn't a great deal there, to be honest, but it may have helped what little was there.
Is there any sign of where you might have gone? Any tracks?
No. You can make a perception or investigation check.
I've sent you messages over
That's
Messenger as well, Steve. I don't know how relevant they would be.
Sorry, mate, I've missed those.
Why can't I get all of these nat 20s when I'm in combat?
Why can't I at least get one nat 20 today?
I'd be a murderous little goblin if I was like this.
You see the steps quite clearly, where Barden had wandered off, from where he'd began burning the tents to where he'd wandered off on his own. They've filled in a little and been a little weather worn, but there hasn't been a great deal of snow to fill them in or make them disappear altogether, so you can follow them easily enough. And you can see almost like a little scuffled area where he's probably paced backwards and forwards a little, and nothing leads away.
Okay, I'll head back to the others. Well, I think we found our Tess.
Still no sign of the tribe returning. Hours pass by once more. You're in and around this scorched camp. Anybody have anything they would like to do or say to one another?
Nope.
Fucking waiting for this test to end now.
Another day passes. You're all very hungry. You all start to feel the effects of thirst as well. Another survival check from everybody, please. Everybody that remains.
I want to roll low. Make it end.
Okay. Oh dear, thread reader. Another long, grueling day. Hunger gnawing at you. Mouth dry. Tired through previous trials. And dawn comes round once more. You wake, and as the light crests, you assess the area. Threadreader is no longer with you.
Oh, thread reader's gone this time.
I want to start eating snow.
Okay.
So at least I stay hydrated.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll still eat some snow and eat whatever rations I've got on me.
Okay. Everybody still staying? Still secure this camp? Stay at this camp?
Screw the camp, I'm just existing.
Existing. Okay. But you're staying where you are. With a survival check from everybody. Day 3.
I think Nass is going to wander off away from the camp.
Okay.
Oh dear.
It's all 20s and 1s. 20s and 1s.
You almost expect it when dawn comes. Who's gone this time? And first of all, you check your own surroundings. Am I the one that's gone? No, I recognise where I am. Okay, so who else has gone? And sure enough, it's Eris this time. No longer with you. If you decide to stay for another day to see if the tribe returns, you may all make another survival check.
They're not going to return.
I mean, that's not the reason I'm staying. I'm just waiting. As Hazel said, existing.
Yeah.
I probably worried that they would return on the first day to us having not defended their camp, probably moved off a bit to the woods or suggested we should.
Well, Nass has wandered off anyway, so you might not even know she's gone.
Yeah. I mean, normally through the course of the day, you would see Nass piddling around. But when you wake up the next day, she's no longer meddling or interfering or wandering around. Day 5 approaches. Any remaining would like to make a survival check?
Who's left? Who's with me?
Locke, I think.
I win!
Yep. There I go.
Cash, you find yourself alone in this burnt camp with no food, eating snow, terribly cold, miserable. tired, exhausted. Actually, you will have been able to, you'll have been able to reduce your exhaustion by 1. In fact, everybody will, because you will have been able to get some sleep. All your exhaustions have gone. Everyone who had one.
But we've not had a long rest.
Yeah, every night. You've had 4, 5.
Even Herd, who disappeared on the first night.
Yeah. Everybody may rejig their spells and recover all your lost hit points. Do you stay and exist, Cass?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of bleary, red-eyed look into nothingness, just into the middle distance, lost. In prayer, sometime, some of it, when you're able to maintain focus, you try to focus on Lathander, your family. You see the tribe returning. There's lots of cheers. And you see there not as many as left for sure, reduced in number significantly, but they are hauling lots of equipment, tents, skins, furs, meats. The rest of the party in accompaniment, and how you got there, you guys, you're not quite sure. But you seem to just find yourself as if sort of waking from a daydream, trudging through the snow, heading back to camp. And they arrive and see the burnt tents. And the leader kind of scolds you a little. What happened? What happened here?
I burn your tents down.
Why would you do that?
Because I fundamentally disagreed with what you were doing. And it was improper for me to just ignore it.
Well, nevertheless, we have more than enough tents to replenish what was lost here. Anything that was lost to the flames will easily be replenished with what we've won over these last few days. And apologies for taking so long. We were so successful, we decided to wait for the hunters to return and take what they had to. And these are the spoils you see before you. Success at last. Reduced competition. We will succeed here. Times are good. Thank you for your assistance. You're back underneath Grimskalle.
Do we tell if we passed or failed? Should we check those plinths and see if they've changed? We have one more. I'll go check, shall I? And Nass will wander off and just have a look at the plinths and see if there's any change or.
No, there's no discernible change. If there's a way to know how you're doing, if any of the tests have been successful, you're not quite sure what they are or what they will be.
Fortunately, it's hard to tell.
So fourth and final test will be next session, I guess.
Okay.
That was emotional.
It was. It was.
It was exhausting.
I feel like I got off lightly there by not being Tok for that.
Yeah. Yeah, you did actually. Well, wonder if Tok will remember anything when he comes back, if and when he comes back.
Yeah, we'll see how much they tell him.
It was low key, like, I want to burn the tents down, and hopefully anybody else who gets out of it will appreciate the fact that we burnt their tents down. And a small part of me was like, hopefully Tok appreciates that Herd was like, well, fuck these guys, let's burn their camp.
If Tok was here, he would recognise those as the Tiger Tribe.
They are the mean ones.
What's his face? Oh my god. Danny. Nashi. Renashi.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Varen.
Varen's mum.
We've heard about them, and they had a tiger, so I've noted it in my brain.
Yeah. Wasn't the Queen Varen's mum, and Varen didn't have a very good relationship with her or something? He left, hadn't he? Because
she killed him.
Oh yeah, she killed him, and he came
killed
back as a
Was it
Firbolg.
human or a Firbolg? Firbolg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brutal.
And we don't know if it's real or not. That's the worst thing. And we probably never will, though.
Herd is convinced it's real.
Could be
So is
real.
Eris. Eris might have a little breakdown after all this.
Well, Herd didn't detect any magic when he cast it in the first test, and then he threw his arms box into the snow to be like, if it's not real, this will be in the room when we come back. And it wasn't. So he's like, fuck, I've just allowed people to be executed. And that's probably not going to jive well with Tyr.
Yeah, you've all done sort of 5 or 6 days with no food, and spells weren't working during the tests. So if you wanted to Goodberry or anything now in the basement, you could do that. It would work.
Eris would be, as people like pop into existence, just giving them a good berry. She will.
Okay.
It will take her she'll stop for a beat before passing it over to Nas. But she will do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're just going to spend a few minutes sulking in a corner.
Yeah, it's tough for Herd, that one.
Yeah.
That was a real crisis of conscience there for Herd and Cass. Well, all of you.
Yeah, I feel like there might have been... For me, there was a moment when I was like, oh, this is problematic because I have to adhere to paladin oaths. And then, all of these tests are the exact opposite of what all of my tenants are.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Probably unlikely that you're going to get the book then.
I like books and such.
Yeah. Her just slowly becoming despondent and a bit aggressive. He very nearly started a fight in the last one.
I hope that wasn't too bleak. It was pretty bleak, wasn't it?
It's pretty fucking bleak for
No, right?
For her.
The Strahd level.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't that bad? I mean, next week you all die, so this is kind of fine.
Yeah, that's true. That was light and breezy compared.
I thoroughly enjoyed that, but I need to go. It's my first day back to work tomorrow.
Good
yeah.
luck, mate. Thanks for playing, pal.
No, thanks a lot, everyone. See you next week.
See you next week, buddy.
See you next week.
It was traumatizing, but it's good. Good writing and stuff provokes an actual reaction.
Yeah, proper. What's the right thing to do? Well, it's obvious what the right thing to do is, but it's like, do I go ahead and do that and risk failing this test? Because if I fail this test, what's the long-term effects, and it's like, oh, are you weighing up? Bit of a teaser. So I was interested to see how you'd probably actually, certainly the cruelty one was much easier with Nas there, rather than Tok.
I was thinking that because Tok wouldn't have been able to do that, but
And he'd have probably
Nas,
stopped anybody else as well.
he probably, yeah. It was kind of fortuitous that you decided, I think, not to. Well, it depends. We don't know what the results will be, but
No.
you decided not to deal with her there and then. So she's quite happy to do whatever it takes.
And Nas will probably be quite keen to tell the party that as well. Well, I thought I could help you.
Weighed down by your morality. I can still see that Veronica is fuming.
Yeah.
She,
I brought everybody down.
She's like, I'm sorry.
Nothing but rage this entire episode.
So bleak.
Yeah.
So bleak, and no joy or hope left in the world.
Well, except for the walrus. There was
True.
a moment of
Levity.
ice skating walrus in the middle of it. Did lift the mood slightly.
He's supposed to be guarding the place. Doesn't give a shit.
Gotta respect that.
He ain't got no time for that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. He got
I love
bronchitis.
that was. The moment I saw the token for the walrus, I wanted her to be like, what a majestic and gorgeous bastard. And then he was just like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I got a job. Not worth it. Just gonna slide around. Like, even better.
Yes. It's my
That's what I
spirit animal.
liked. That's what I liked best about it. Everyone had been having that real heavy, awkward journey up the stairs, and then it was like, let's all go ice skating.
Yeah, it's just her sliding around on his ramp shield for ages.
Yeah.
Really good at it.
Yeah, he was good at it. He's a natural. Figure skater waiting to happen there.
I mean, such a sulk.
Why?
Yeah.
Sorry, I hope I'm not going too far with Nas. It just.
Oh no! It's Steve is muted, so I don't know what he just said, but it's completely
Sorry.
Steve's fault.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost my imaginary friend.
It's really difficult to like without talk.
What do you mean?
It's just difficult.
It is
You haven't
weird
got
for
that
me.
bit Yeah.
It is weird. I'm not hitting anything. I know we haven't had anything to hit, but
But yeah, not having that voice of reason and
Half the group is immoral now.
As they say, fundamentally, the worst employment experience Herd has ever had. It went from fighting a dragon to nearly dying by abominable yetis, and now you're putting him through a gauntlet where he's having to watch all of his oaths be violated. Like, I
Poor
fucking
girl.
hate this place.
it is harsh. It is harsh. Yeah, I feel quite lucky, really. I think I don't know how Top would have reacted to all of that.
Yeah, Tuck would have probably had a breakdown by now.
Yeah, it's probably a mercy that he's.
And with the Yetis as well. You missed the Yetis.
I know. I love the fact that everyone just thought Top was being scared of Yetis in that as well.
if you hadn't done a whole thing about Yetis beforehand.
I'm pretty sure Steve set that up on purpose. I was like, we'll put Yetis in, and then no, everyone will think he's just being a chicken.
It was a happy accident, actually.
It was genius. It worked so well. Even with Locke going, what's going on with you? Come on, get
Pull yourself
get
together,
up
man.
there. And Nas was thinking, oh crap, am I a melee person?
Oh, shit! Of all the people to possess.
Seems a good one to possess, just for the hit points and the
Yeah.
cold resistance.
Well, now that I've bummed everyone out, and rest everyone for the evening.
Yeah.
Well, you're 3 for 3 at the moment.
What
So you're all
failed?
right. Path is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ding dong.
We just have to exist through them.
So
Like-
in the next one, depending on what it is, what was the last one called?
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
Preservation.
No, preservation.
Oh,
Last
preservation.
Last one was isolation.
Okay, and what was it? Sorry, was it preservation? Perseverance. Preservation. So maybe it'll be something where some of us can try. We can all try different things to make sure someone passes. I don't know. It depends what the test is, but
Well, so far we've not had any magic or anything.
the
Have we?
magic's not worked, has it?
No, so that
It
just makes me
tends to
think that-
be a bad thing happens, we let it.
Yeah, but preservation sounds like helping something,
It won't.
or freezing it in ice or something. It'll be like putting it in a block of ice.
It's probably going to be like, here's a giant monster that is unique, that is murdering an entire town. Help
Yeah,
it murder
pretty
the
much.
entire town so that the unique monster is not made extinct.
The gut test. I'm going to use that instead now.
Oh god.
Oh. Look what you did, Jim.
Yeah.
These Tarasques are beautiful.
Tarasques. I don't think it will need our help.
Oh look, a woolly T-Rex.
Woolly T-Rex. Wow.
A Bishnolder.
I'm quite surprised to still be playing NAS, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, you did some
You're
good
awake.
You did some good manoeuvring.
That makes it sound like there's a way to not a very simple way we're missing.
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't think it'd be
Yeah.
simple. I just thought, I wasn't sure if that little bluff. I did message Steve and say, is it okay to do this? With
Kill
the
him,
whole
revive
standing on the
Tom.
edge. But yeah, I thought,
Yeah, if you could be a bit less imaginative, that'd be great.
okay, I'll tone it down.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's NAS. And that's what's quite refreshing for me. It's like, I haven't got to try and think of stuff and then go, no, that's too clever.
That's too clever for
Discard
Todd. You'd
it.
never think of that. Yeah, Nas is a prominent, aspiring member of the Arcane Brotherhood. She's got her wits
No,
about her.
she's not. She's dead.
Oh, she was.
It's not dead at the
But
moment.
How
she's-
is she deaf
she's
in a
that
cold
resource-
place? She's not
she's that-
smart.
She's that resourceful. She's managed to bypass death and continue her mission.
Bitch.
Minor inconvenience.
It's just a flesh
Best
wound.
of all, if this one dies, there's 4 more. To pick. I've got the
Incidentally-
measure of them. I know which ones have got the lowest wisdom now.
It's charisma and it's Eris.
Oh, charisma. It's Eris, yeah. You're next, Eris.
Shit.
Only if you kill Top.
What is Tox charisma out of curiosity?
I think it's 9. I think it's 9.
Oh, mine's 8.
Oh, you're even less charismatic than me. I can't really tell you at the moment because at the moment it's quite high, but that's because it's not Tox charisma. Yeah, Tox charisma is 9. When he's
Snitch's
not
charisma
Nas.
was also 8. Which would have been a much different twist if it was Eris or Snitch who had gotten possessed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that I rolled the 1, I don't think it wouldn't have mattered if I had 18 charisma with a 1, would it?
A little bit meta, but if she possessed Eris, would she have access to Eris's spells?
No, I don't think so.
No, you
You lose all your class features.
You lose all your class features. That's why I didn't rage in that fight.
Yeah. You were unable to.
That's why I was throwing the javelins badly, but somehow hitting.
Hey,
That was
that
good.
clairvoyance was quite tidy, quite useful.
Yeah, it
know you had that.
was.
I didn't know you had that in your book.
Yeah, that's
Pretty cool.
yeah. You can do it to listen as well. I think
Yeah.
you can put it in a place you know, any
What's the
place you're
range on it?
familiar with, or the other side of a door or something. There's no range, any space, but you can see or hear from up to a mile away of where you've put it.
Oh, so you need to be able to see it.
No. You can, if you know a place that
Right,
you've been
okay.
to, you can put it there, or an obvious location that's unfamiliar, like the other side of a door,
Yes.
or
got you.
around a corner,
That's so
or
good,
in a
that, isn't
grove
it?
of trees. It
It's
is
really
good,
powerful.
yeah.
What level is that?
Level 3.
Wow, okay, that makes sense. Really useful.
Yeah, but you have to choose a sense, so it's like sight or
Yeah.
hearing, I think. And it's invisible, so any creatures that can see invisibility or have true sight can see it. Yeah, it's good.
Good trade-off. Good kind of penalties and drawbacks to it.
Yeah,
Make it appropriate for the level. Yeah, it's not. I like it.
yeah. You can't move it, so once I put
Yeah,
it there,
exactly.
it's just sat in that room.
It's not like
Which
Arcane Eye,
No.
which is a bit more flexible,
Yeah.
I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. So, are we ootering next week?
Yes, if everyone's up for it. Apologies for the weekend, and thanks, V, for being flexible and stepping in. Hopefully you didn't kill absence.
No.
Right.
Not yet.
Right. Shouldn't be that hard to do.
I might be slightly late to Uta next week, but hopefully not by much.
No worries.
Oh, that's a point. I'm going away. I'll have to check what day I'm getting back. Shit.
Oh, I've completely forgot. Yeah, I'm away next weekend. I should be back on Sunday, but not quite sure what time.
Okay, well, we can be
here
flexible
for
if folks aren't around. It's getting
Yeah, I
into
should be back.
Next
holiday
weekend
season.
is when Nick can't do, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you might be right there.
Is he back?
24th.
Is Nick back for Theros on Monday? Whether we
He
want
did
to,
say that we're all dying next week, so I took that as a
Right.
yes.
don't know whether we want to take a skip next Sunday then and
Yeah.
do Uta the following Sunday if there's
Uh,
people potentially not around.
I'm fine with that if folks are.
Well, no, I
Okay.
do miss Uta when I don't play it, but just
I'm
thinking.
gonna do my damnedest to make sure I'm back before the game starts.
Yeah, like we're only over the border in Wales, so shouldn't be too bad for us to get back. I'm just not sure what the plan is yet, but I'd cry until Phil brought me back anyway.
Yeah. You miss your mushroom.
Yeah, I need to make sure he's okay.
And Babido.
Yes, where is Bobby though?
Don't you say that name in my presence.
I had forgotten about Papido.
Can you remember
I
at the beginning
haven't.
of the campaign when everybody loved Babido?
Yeah. I thought he
We
was
must-
the best.
We must protect this NPC at all costs.
No, someone did say that.
Mouse's backstory, like most of it is now overwritten with just like a scroll that says "must kill Bapido."
Avenge mushrooms.
Just don't like him.
I think you might get your chance.
Ooh.
Yeah, my little mushling. I don't stand for that.
Oh, Papido. So misunderstood.
He is more than he seems. He's
Yeah,
writing strange things in blood. He's got to be possessed by some kind of demon or something.
No, he's
With
gonna
some
be
supernatural
killed.
powers.
I'm gonna chop him up into little bits. I'm gonna decompose him, and he will feed the future of my mushroom army.
He
You
will
feel
be.
about Rapido like I feel about Nas.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
wow.
How does it feel, Matt, to be the focus? Have to be playing the same PC, but two different PCs, and have Cass's either end of the spectrum of affection towards
It's
that
kind of
one
like,
PC.
oh, she's so upset about it, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, she's so upset about it. I don't know which one to feel. It's both.
Kath loves to talk with all her heart and hates Nass with a vengeance.
He
I
never
think
swears.
I,
Go
I
fuck
think
yourself.
as they've been through these various things, anytime Eris is awake and Nass is asleep, Eris might talk to Nass's sleeping body to try and talk to
Oh.
Tok, and just telling Tok not to worry,
Oh,
Oh,
and
that's
we'll bring
sweet.
him back.
I thought you were going to be like when you were here and talking to Steve's snoring body, like, I will kill you.
how dare you!
To myself, that was just I'm going to kill him.
It's still one of the most fucking terrifying moments.
Sorry, Jay.
Alright.
I didn't know you were awake. I thought I was just talking to myself.
Oh, it was class. It's alright. It's a fond memory now.
Just
We have
hearing
some
people
weird
whisper
fun
about
memories.
murder while everyone's asleep.
I thought it was you snoring, so I thought you threatened violence in your sleep. That's why I was like,
Oh shit!
yeah.
I'm gonna kill him.
Oh, we should probably stop the stream before we get too much
Yeah,
into
let's-
sleeping
Yeah,
habits and
probably.
who snores and who doesn't snore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Like declarations of ill intent.
And who falls
Yeah.
asleep on sofas and at random cafe tables and.
In the back of cars.
Is that me?
What?
Oh yeah.
And on that, I'm going to stop the stream. So, bye.
Bye.